Today on DC News Now.
It's Punxsutawney Phil!
It's an early spring, what Punxsutawney Phil's prediction means for the rest of the year. Sunny skies ahead, we're tracking your weekend forecast. A break-in leading to a deadly shooting.
I hope this isn't a trend.
How locals feel about the violence. A confirmed measles case in Montgomery County. The time and place to see if you were exposed. Metro receiving up to $200 million. That new funding keeping them moving forward.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hey, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. Meteorologist Damon Matson joins us on this Friday with the latest check on the forecast. Damon, how are things looking for the rest of the day?
Well, Mark, I hate to say it, but the clouds, they're back. No doubt here this morning. A cold front was passing through last night, brought a little bit of light rainfall to some parts of the region, but the clouds, they are going to stick around even as the rain comes to an end. There you have it, though. Again, any rainfall that we did pick up was extremely light. You may have had to use your windshield wipers once or twice. That was about it. Not even 1/100th of an inch in most of parts of the DMV here. So that light rainfall, really at the end of the day, didn't have too much of an impact, thankfully. Now, we are still noticing a couple of pockets of drizzle in and around the I-95 corridor, but for the most part, any showers that were overhead have wrapped up. And as you look out toward the east, any shower activity that is still ongoing, it's moving out toward the Atlantic coastline, thankfully enough, as this frontal boundary, it continues to drop down and away from us here in the DMV, taking a lot of that rainfall with it. But notice how the clouds, they're still wrapping around here, and we have a fairly overcast sky that is going to continue here for the rest of our Friday afternoon. So that is the only unfortunate part of the forecast here, folks. We enjoyed that sunshine as much as we could yesterday, but for the rest of the day today, we will not see much of that sunshine. And as a result, we're going to see temperatures a little bit on the cooler side, staying in the mid to upper 40s, and with a little bit of wind kicking up behind this front as well, those middle and upper 40s, they're going to stay feeling rather chilly here with a little bit of a wind chill factor. Nothing major, but you will definitely notice it. Now, as we go into the overnight hours here, 7 p.m. already, that cloud cover is going to start to break up as a clear sky starts to take shape. So does that mean we're looking at rather sunny, beautiful conditions over this upcoming weekend? And do we have any threats of additional rainfall anytime here in the near future? We'll have a full look at all of that coming up here in your full forecast in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. A man is dead after being shot by a Prince George's County police officer. It happened last night following reports of an apartment break-in in Suitland. DC News Now's Candace Cole has more.
PG County Police Chief Malik Aziz says one of his officers shot and killed a burglary suspect following an exchange of words. According to Prince George's County Police, a patrol officer responded to an active break-in at an apartment complex in the 5100 block of Suitland Road around 5:25 Thursday evening. They say when the officer arrived, he went in the apartment and saw a man inside the unit. The two got into a verbal exchange and the officer fired his service gun. Police say the officer then tried to perform life-saving measures, but it was too late. The suspect died there on the scene. Police say a gun was also recovered following the shooting. The Maryland Attorney General's office is now investigating. Neighbors in Suitland say the uptick in violence is unsettling.
It seems like the violence and the shootings are happening closer and closer to home. And
Sorry, go ahead.
I hope this isn't a trend.
Now, there are still plenty of unanswered questions here. We have no idea if there was a physical altercation that took place between the suspect and the officer, or if the officer's life was threatened at any point in time during this incident. We will continue to bring you the latest in updates in this case. In Upper Marlboro, Candace Cole, DC News Now.
Candace, thank you. Two young girls are recovering after a fight that sent their school into lockdown. It happened yesterday afternoon at Benjamin Banneker Middle School in Montgomery County. Police say that one of the girls was cut with a box cutter. The school went into a shelter in place and shifted to a staggered departure schedule Both girls were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. In Manassas, police have seized a large amount of illegal narcotics and several guns after a major drug bust. This bust was in coordination with several departments, including the Prince William County's Vice Narcotics Task Force and Street Crimes Unit. And 4 suspects were arrested in the bust. Some of the items confiscated included 66,000 fentanyl pills, 2,300 grams of marijuana, 6 firearms, and $40,000 worth of jewelry. Well, in Virginia, Monumental Sports is providing an overview of a transportation plan for the new sports arena and entertainment district at Potomac Yard. They're doing this in collaboration with the city of Alexandria and the state. The plan came at a time when residents have voiced their concerns on the development.
Things have the possibility of turning into a parking lot around here, and that's simply unacceptable for the quality of life for people who live in Potomac Yard and Alexandria and Arlington County as well.
Well, the plan proposes to add more fare gates at the Potomac Yard Metro and to turn lanes to separate game day traffic for commuters and locals. Well, developing this afternoon, the possibility of Fairfax County voting on a casino this year is now out of the question. The Virginia Senate subcommittee has decided to circle back to the idea in 2025. The bill would have allowed people in Fairfax County to decide whether they want a casino in Tysons. Officials say 8 people were arrested for blocking traffic yesterday morning during a Free Palestine rally. Demonstrators were out protesting during the morning rush hour, and several roads were shut down along 395 in the district and Route 66 in Virginia. Demonstrators were demanding a ceasefire in Gaza. They held flags and signs and blocked main roads leading to Capitol Hill. Well, the Equal Rights Center is suing 2 D.C. apartment complexes over alleged tenant screening discrimination. The lawsuit claims that Latrobe Apartment Homes and Vaughn Place discriminated against tenants who use housing vouchers. According to the suit, 95% of those tenants are black, and the apartments allegedly created barriers for applicants who have a criminal record or past eviction, even if those incidents are too old to be considered. The suit also claims that tenants were forced to meet impossible income requirements. Well, Maryland lawmakers, tipped workers, and advocates rallied to help raise the minimum wage for tipped employees. The One Fair Wage Act would require employers to pay all full minimum wage with tips for tipped service workers. And supporters say that it would level the playing field in the industry. And at the beginning of the year, Maryland employers started paying hourly employees a minimum wage of $15 per hour.
A lot of these workers are single women, and they have families that they need to provide and take care for. And at the sub-minimum wage, they just can't do that. Customers' kindness or fluctuation of tips isn't dependent on whether they can pay their rent or not.
One Fair Wage says Maryland restaurant workers are paid a sub-minimum wage of $3.63 plus the promise of tips. And this comes as Maryland Governor Wes Moore says the Department of Commerce helped create and retain more than 9,000 direct jobs this year. They say that's due to finance and tax incentive programs during fiscal year 2023. They say more than 780 business recipients utilized the department's programs. The industry with the most program recipients was the professional, scientific, and technical services sector. Well, the Washington Commanders know who will be at the helm at the start of the football season, and as the new era ushers in, they hired Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator Dan Quinn as their next head coach. Our Alex Flum sat down with some people who played for him and coached alongside him.
In college, Dan Quinn was a standout defensive lineman and record-breaking hammer thrower at Salisbury University. As a recent grad in 1994, he got his first coaching job coaching the defensive line at William & Mary.
The way he coached, how much he wanted to learn, his enthusiasm, his interest in being a technician and things like that. Yeah, it was interesting to watch him wanting to be really good at it.
Current Tribe head coach Mike London coached the D-line with Quinn that year. It was a roster that included current Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin and current Bills head coach Sean McDermott.
Dan is a tireless worker. He's a perfectionist. He's a player's coach. He's got a high football IQ. You know, he's not going to give up on people. He does it through demonstrated performances of the places that he's been. You know, you're going to get a guy committed to the organization and trying to bring a championship, to Washington. Loves the game, and I'm quite sure that he'll do good things for the Commanders.
After a brief stint at VMI, Quinn spent 4 years at Hofstra, leading the defense and serving as head strength coach.
He was a young coach then, and he was always extremely well liked by everybody. It didn't matter if you were a D lineman or you were the punter. Everyone loved Coach Quinn. I think you're getting a high quality person that's not only a great football coach and a good X's and O's guys, but he's just a high quality human being overall. If I could send my sons to go play for him, I wouldn't heartbeat. I don't care where Coach Quinn was. He could be at a tiny D3 school in Iowa, and he said, Rich, I want your kids to come play for me. I'd be absolutely, we need to go.
Quinn spent the next decade coaching defensive lines with the Niners, Dolphins, Jets, and Seahawks, developing stars and winning at stops along the way.
Had a lot of energy, always, interacted with all the players, knew how to talk to players, was really passionate about us being successful and demanded a lot from you. So I think he is going to bring that passion and, demand hopefully the Washington that he had then.
Our thanks to Alex, and many fans in the district say they have been looking for stability in the head coaching position and hope the team can rally behind the new coach.
Hopefully he can move the team in a positive direction as one. That's what I think we were lacking before. Our leadership came into play a great deal.
It's still not clear how the Commanders will fill the rest of their coaching vacancies.